the South Edition of Phoenix, where we get together every week. This is the first meeting of 2024. And so, how does your year look? If it looks promising, if it looks like it has some challenges in it, you're so right. And this is why it's great to be able to be with a group of people that are like-minded, that are moving forward, that are always looking for solutions rather than focusing on the problem. There's always going to be problems, but the gift is to look at the silver lining in everything. Look at the sun in everything, because there's always the other side. So we're going to get right into our education. So Norm, take it away, sir. What words of wisdom do you have for us today?
Okay, I don't know how many of you know who Kenny Rogers is. Who knows who Kenny Rogers is?
Kenny Rogers. Okay.
Okay, Kenny Rogers got a song called The Gambler. And I'm going to quote from that. If you're going to play the game, boy, you got to learn to play it right. You got to know when to hold them. You got to know when to fold them. Know when to walk away and know when to run. That's also called the Pareto principle or the 80-20 rule. So know 80% of your results in a lot of cases comes from 20% of your efforts. I'll give you an example, a couple of examples of that where you have to have information to make a decision, right? What pays off? So with my niece, Amanda, and a lot of you know, some of you know who Amanda is. She wanted to start a business a couple of years ago, dog care and home cleaning. It didn't take very long for me to convince her to drop the dog grooming because it wasn't paying well. So it cost her some time, some learning experience, but now she's full-time. She's got a couple of employees I don't know how I'm going to pay the rent. So let me tell you, so that's high trust, low cost. So she had high trust for me, so there was a low cost. I had a boss when I was a sales manager for a $5 million company a year. And I told him home shows don't work anymore. Home shows cost us $10,000 per home show. We did 2 years, 20,000 bucks. It took me 4 years of gathering information so I can show them on paper. This cost us money. This is costing us money. It's not worth going into a home show. That cost him about $200,000. If he would have listened to me the first year instead of waiting 4 years, he would have saved at least $500,000. So it's gathering your information. When you have a business, find out which parts of your business are paying off, right? So you have to analyze which part of your business you want to do more effort into. So it's called the Pareto rule or the 80-20 rules. Anybody wants to know more about that, have a band with me. That's it. That's the highlight.
Thank you very much, Norm, for that. That is so true. I mean, it all depends on the marketing of a certain business, but if yours doesn't pay off, you got to do what has the best performance, right? So, so great. It's the fact that we are in this time. It's quite exciting because I've when you have people that are either looking at your business or you have coaches and you have various people that are part of your business, it just makes it go a lot easier and you're more confident to move forward. So we're going to move right into the some stats here because we're going to leave our speaker for the very end so that they can move right through it. And we want to get rid of or want to be able to go through some of the housekeeping. Last year, we did 507 referrals. Our goal was to get 500. So it's been great. So we know we're going to get more than that this year because the Vibrant able to look at meeting other people. That's what a BAM is. It's a business activity meeting. It's when two members get together to just talk about their business or talk about family. It's just getting to know each other better. And we did about 476 of those last year. The stats that we're going to be collecting today will still go to that 2023 figures, because that's what we've done in Christmas and just before the holidays and so on. So we can start fresh next week. The business what we've shared was 264,000. That's been reported. We know it's more than that, but that's what's reported. And our e-cards did just under 12,000 hits. 11,793 and counting. We're going to be adding another little bit to that, but a very, very successful e-card. And that's another thing that we've been working on. Various things on the e-card we're noticing have more and more uses. Not only can we share our information online where everything is on there by just a link or a QR, but we've upgraded it to a point where we can incorporate a calendar. If you're familiar with the app Calendly, where you could send someone an online link and they could look at all of the available times where you're free, and they book the time that's good for them because you've already booked what's good for you. So it doesn't have to go back and forth. We're still working out a little bit of kinks in that program, but overall, what it's supposed to do is it saves you time. Sometimes it'll go back and forth with emails literally for most of the day. How does Tuesday at 4? No, that's no good for me. How does, Thursday at 5 or something? And it's so frustrating sometimes because you just want to get back to work. But when you send out a link of all the times you're free, they just book that. And they don't need to call you. They don't need to do anything. It's online. It's in everything that you do. So that's part of your e-card, and it's incorporated in it, and it doesn't cost any more. We have invested a little bit of funds to get it to that point, but we want to make it so it's high value, so that if you don't have Calendly, this is one way to get it through your e-card. So let us know if you want more information about this. We've already got a couple of people very interested, very busy people, and so we're looking at that. So if you want more information, you can let us know. Let's look at the part where we have our online here. We have this is our pbex.ca site. It's our Phoenix site that we have. We've come up with something new. It's called Member of the Week. And this gives a certain member of that week an additional exposure to the hundreds of people that come onto our site every week. And we've noticed that there's a lot of traffic on there. So we wanted to capitalize on it because we've got about 35, almost 40 members. And so over the course of the year, we can just keep having a different member each week. So we'll publish your name and a video that you might have. Usually we'll pull it either from an infomercial that you've done some time ago, or if you have your own, like Lana does. But we'll have a new one every week. So it gives everybody, so next week will be somebody else, and eventually your name will be posted on here as well for the week. So again, a little additional exposure. Some of the extra links that we have that are to note, especially with special events. Bernie has his East Trade Winds networking every Tuesday, and this link goes right to the site. Carl Richards has his Jumpstart on January the 18th. If you want some more information there, that's a special link there. And if you want to come to the next Mix and Mingle, we're at Local Heroes on Clyde and Maryville, like we did last year. January 23rd, 6:30. All you need to do to register, so we have some sort of numbers going, is just basically, and this is Calendly too, by the way, this is how this all works. So just basically book it, put your name in there, let us know you're coming. That would be wonderful, and it's simple as that. All right. We have our QR directory. And again, just as a reminder, if you're looking for somebody in our group, you're not sure where to look for them, you just hit the QR code and everybody's QR is in here. In other words, if you want somebody in the group that you want to share and you want to get them to be, if you see somebody that's looking for, either meets or somebody that's, like Bernie, someone who can connect people, or Evolta, you need an electrician, you just simply take the QR on your phone and just tap it. You tap the QR, I can't do it on my computer, but if you tap that, that'll go right to Alex's e-card. So it's really fast, and it's a great way again to connect and be part of that. We've also incorporated, and this is quite some time ago, we just haven't really promoted this. But if you have any job opportunities, you're looking for virtual assistant or you're looking for a staff of some kind, let us know and we'll post it here on job opportunities. We'll be able to take this link and put it in some of the social medias that we have just to sort of put it out there that you're looking for somebody. So yeah, it's just an extra thing that we have. We wanted you to be aware that we do have it, and that way it's all good. All right. And what's the other thing is okay. Okay, so let's start our meeting and let's do our introductions. And if we can start with our newest member, Kat. She is she'll give you an introduction, a little bit of who she is. So, Kat, you have a couple of minutes, talk a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and then you could go right into your infomercial if you want. All right, so take it away.
Hi everybody. I'm going to keep it really short because I really don't feel great, so I'm just here
Okay,
really to show face. So
respect it.
hi, I'm Kat. I'm in Scotland in the UK. I help people with their social media and their Google business. That's kind of in a nutshell what I do.
Okay, okay. She does all the social media, so she'll work with Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and she takes care of making sure that you're seen online. So thank you, Kat, for that. And if you want to do a BAM with her, it'll be quite delightful. It might take you a couple of days to get there. She's from Scotland, so welcome, Kat, to our group. We're honored to have you. Q, over to you.
Thank you, Tony. Hello, everyone. My name is Q, and I'm the intern lady of the group. And first of all, Happy New Year to you all. This time of the year, you must have your goal ready, name it financial, business, personal, etc., and a plan to get to them. And while you're achieving them, you shouldn't let any life curveball get in the way. And this is where I comes in. I can help you protect yourself and your loved one in the times of need through the use of life, critical illness, and disability insurance. If you want to know more how it works and how to set it up, give me a call so that we can have a conversation. Here from World Financial Group, providing you with financial peace of mind when you need it most. Thank you.
Thank you, Q. And while we're at it, while we're on you, if you wanted to give your stats, if you have any BAMs or if you did any referrals during the holidays, you can mention it now. Did you do any activity, any BAMs?
No activities. Straight
No?
up.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, we just want to get this part of it out of the way. That way we don't have to come back to it and we can just listen to Penny Lee without any interruptions. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Oh, I know, Eric, I'm getting that you're in a place where you could probably do your infomercial now, which is safe. You're in your car. I hope it's okay. So
All
you can do
good.
your infomercial, and then right after, let us know what you did with your I haves in business wise.
You got it. So I'm Eric Perron. I'm your real estate advisor with England Volkers Ottawa. England Volkers has been around since 1977, so it's a relatively new company, but it's really a completely fresh look at how to do real estate, how to work real estate, how to be professional in the industry, and how to elevate the industry. So if you're looking to sell or buy, make sure to reach out. One thing to highlight is last year for 2023, unit sales were down about 41% in Ottawa. So what's interesting about that is we haven't seen those few number of units sold in the last 24 years. That's where our numbers were for last year. So what it meant was there was a lot of upheaval in the economy. There was a lot of information out there and a lot of stress on the market, individuals, credit, mortgages, you name it. So what we're looking at and what we predict is 2024 is going to be a pretty strong year in real estate. So if you have any questions at all regarding any of this, you can see that I've got a bit of a financial background here. I'll be able to provide you with a lot of information. And in terms of I had a lunch with with Tony. We did our BAM around Christmas time, which was just awesome. So that was really, really great. Really appreciate that. And once again, if you'd like to BAM, by all means, let's reach out face to face, coffee, lunch, breakfast. Always great to do that. So all the best, everybody.
Okay, great. Thank you very much, Eric. Awesome. And over to Norm. Okay, go ahead, Norm.
Morning, Norm Boyer from Boyer Boys Home Maintenance and Repair. How we're different from HVAC companies. HVAC companies want you to put a better furnace in, a different furnace in. Everybody's trying to get you to switch to a different kind of energy. Boyer Boys wants to save you energy by putting high performance glass in your house. So that saves you energy. You have less electricity to use, less natural gas, less oil. So that's what we try to do, is we try to save you energy. So I tried to work with HVAC companies to say, hey, let's work together as a team. I'll save energy. You can put a better efficient furnace. But they have one goal in mind: sell the furnace. They're not interested in a team thing on your house that I save you energy and they put a better efficient furnace. So that's our biggest seller. Our biggest return is the high performance glass, the 366 glass. And of course, weather stripping the windows and weather stripping the doors versus replacing them. Right. So sometimes it's more efficient to find out the least expensive thing to do. I had a solution. Needed a problem at home, picking up the logs, putting them on our splitter. I found a $15,000 solution in Canada, in Perth, with the type of splitter to lift up the logs. Then I found one in the States for $7,000, including the exchange. Then I found a $200 electric motor to put on our crane, and that solved the problem instead of $15,000. So sometimes you just have to analyze things and say, what's the best solution? The best solution to keep your house warm is 366 glass.
Thank you, Norm. And what kind of activity did you do? Any BAMs or referrals over the holidays?
I did a BAM with Eric. I went to his office. We were there for 2 hours, and then we both said, wow, we spent a lot of time here. And then I did a BAM with Lana on the internet. Right, with Eric was at his house, his office.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. And over to Sam.
Thank you, Tony. Good morning, everyone. Happy New Year, as Q mentioned there, to everyone, and welcome to Catherine, all the way from Scotland. Hope the weather is good there in Scotland. Maybe a little warmer than it is here in Orleans, Ontario today. Anyway, Sam Sturris, ConnectedCars.ca. There's my logo right there. I do all kinds of work on cars, minor repairs, also things like dash cameras. Let's see. Well, as I mentioned, minor repairs, do oil changes, brake jobs, things like that. And over the holidays, I kept busy. Well, I went down to Kitchener with family, and everyone was there. Had a good time. Met some friends, old friends from high school as well. But came back, and in between, people were off, so they wanted their cars work done, and did some oil changes, wheel bearing, and even did a dash camera. I think a friend of Penny Lee's came over, Nancy Larive. I think she sat in for you, Nancy, or Penny Lee. Yeah, she had a dash camera that she wanted me to install in one of her vehicles, and I did that. And actually later today, I'm going to help her son install the other one in her husband's vehicle. So that was fun. And as I mentioned, the wheel bearing was a former member, Pamela Barton. So those are the two things that I did that relate to people that were BAMs. That's it.
Okay, thank you, Sam. And over to Jacqueline. How are things, Jacqueline?
Well, as I always do, when I take a breath and I lift my shoulders and I take them back and I release them down, I think, happy 2024. I think it's going to be fantastic, quite honestly. As Eric is saying, we've been through a lot. And now there's a lot of, and I'll say it this way, there's a lot of healing because there's a lot of knowing that's happening. I appreciated the holidays because I got to say hello to those family members who I sometimes, and I'm not going to say forget, but sometimes neglect to pick up the phone or do Zoom because they don't do Zoom. I have family in the UK and we haven't spoken for about a year. And so this was a holiday season where pick up a phone, I think it's called WhatsApp these days, and say hello. How are you doing? And I do that the same for my clients. I had to give a call to one who I haven't spoken to in 12 years who said, Jacqueline, I need your help. Do you still do mortgage magic? How sweet of you to say. So I asked her to take a long, deep breath and lift her shoulders and take them back and drop them down. Mortgage magic. That's what needs to happen this year. Pretty darn interesting. So when you're looking for strategies for your mortgage money, man, you've got to contact your mortgage honey. I'm Jacqueline Richardson. So happy to see you.
And Jacqueline, how was your IHAVs? Did you have any activity, any BAMs, referrals, business wise?
I referred our handy salmon man. My daughter needed to have lots of salmon. So I'm not sure how much she bought. She just entertained the family. And so I'm looking forward to my BAMs in the coming weeks.
Okay. Thank you, Jacqueline. And over to Bernie. How are things going in your neck of the woods?
Things are going pretty fantastic. So podcasting, just keep doing that. I actually have 3 lined up for tomorrow. We're on our 60th podcast starting tomorrow morning for season 2. Editing, I'm playing catch up in that space. And what else is on the go? Well, WRN has a special event. Let's see if I have it handy. It is. There we go. That's even better. You'll see there's an event on the 27th of January. Free to attend. It's a Saturday, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. PST, so Pacific time. So it's 11 to 3 our time. And if you want to take a spin on that, you're more than welcome. What business have I been up to? Well, Dave is a very popular lad. The salmon swam here, and I bought an extra one for my daughter out in Carlton Place, so she's a content soul. And of course, the steaks had to follow because, what's steak and fish, right? Anyhow, so that went well. Did some referrals. Carl is one, and met with Deirdre over the holidays talking about podcasting. And I'll wrap it there. Otherwise, I can keep going. I can tell you about the drive down to Woodstock or the drive to Sudbury, both 5-hour directions. Yikes!
Takes you 5 hours to get to Sudbury. Wow, that's great.
Well, it can take me 4, but then I'm running into issues.
Wow.
Well, I'm not running into issues. I could find issues that'll find me, and I don't want that. I got reminded. No, you can't go over a certain limit on the highway. Like, oh, okay, honey, sorry. It's the German inside. What can I say?
Yeah. Leadenfoot.
Yeah. Not good.
All right. Thanks a lot.
I
got to
wasn't
Woodstock
laughing
in
at
6
Bernie.
hours,
I was
5 hours?
laughing at Jacqueline's text message or chat thing. She took my lesson to heart.
Yeah.
Go look at her chat thing.
Well, my
Thank
name
you,
is
Dave.
Tony Jennis. I'm with Higher Self. I'm the spirit guy of the group, and I'm a medium clairvoyant. And we use those talents to be able to find the light in people that are going through various things, various traumas that are old, and that. I wanted to mention one of the things about the moons. It's a lot of people ask about what is the significance of the moons. Well, anything in a full moon, and even police can say that when there's more activity, there's more crime, there's more domestic disturbance around a full moon. It really gets our energy going because it is a forward motion energy. When people are not ready and they are resisting to move forward, a full moon is the worst thing for them because they don't want to move and they're forced to move energetically, so they get upset, they get antsy, and so anything to do with if you do want to move forward, a full moon, which will be happening in a couple of weeks, that's the time to move forward. launch a new product, to be able to do events, to be able to anything that is moving forward, and you're signing even a lease on your apartment, or anything that is going to be changing your life, that is action oriented. You want to do close to a full moon, like within 4 or 5 days coming and going, but right on a full moon is very potent. But today is a new moon. The new moon is the best time to be able to step back, to be able to look at goals, to rest, to do yoga, to meditate, to take walks, and you reflect, find out how your business is doing. That's the time to do it. If you try to launch anything on a new moon, it has sort of a deflating sort of a effect. It just doesn't, it's not the same. So in a new moon, you want to be able to start doing that. And over and above that, Capricorn is one of the biggest things that is right now it's a new moon, and we're in that zone of Capricorn, and it's even more powerful. This is where you really need to and it's going to be so high performance when you could look at your goals and say, okay, this is what I'm going to do. And it's all about planning. It's all about setting things up, getting your ducks in a row, not to get them to swim yet, right? You just get them in a row and get them ready to set. And I'm doing that. And it's when you do it in a way, and you know the significance of the moons, it makes what you do more organized. And it's not just let's just go at it, pull the trigger at any time. It's aiming. This is like aiming. You pull the trigger in a couple of weeks. So if I hope that will give you some insight on how the new moon and the full moon work. They're both great. One is of darkness, of rest, and the other is of light and moving. So Tony Jennis from Higher Self, where we are here to raise your spirits. Every week, we give one of our members more of an opportunity to talk about their business, to talk about their industry, than in a 1-minute segment. And this week, we are showcasing Penny Lee Prevost, our dancing motivator. I've known Penny Lee for quite some time, and just an amazing, energetic person. And I don't know if she'll mention it, but years ago, she had an incredible accident. And it was, I don't know how many times it flipped over, but she walked out of there unscathed pretty well. And it's just amazing how she was spared to do all the incredible work that she keeps continuing to do. And that was what, like 13 years ago or something. An amazing lady. So I highly recommend, if you had never done a BAM with Penny Lee, to go ahead and book one. Penny Lee, take it away.
Thank you so much, Tony. And so I just wanted to find out today, how many people here have set goals? Have you set a goal for 2024? Hands up. Awesome. So everybody here has set a goal for 2024. Many people do that in January. And it's really quite interesting because I monitor and watch how people respond to that. Because goal setting is not just done in January. It should be done really on a monthly basis. And I am known as the Dancing Motivator. I'm the co-founder of an organization, a company called Graduate Thrivers. And, I owe all of my knowledge and wisdom about goal setting and moving forward and change to graduates. I am not the same person I was when I had that car accident 13 years ago. It is because of graduates that I have learned how to move through change in a positive way. And I know that in January, people set a goal. Week 1, they're on willpower. I can do this. This is what I want to do. They get all excited. They've got something new in their past that they're looking forward to accomplishing. And then week 2 comes along. And week 2 are thoughts, our experiences, our memories of things that we've done in the past to change things. We realize that it's going to be a little harder than we expected. And so then we start doubting because of our belief systems. We doubt that we can actually do it. I'm not sure. What if this happens? What if that happens? And then next thing you know, they're on to less motivation working towards that objective. Then week 3 comes along and they go, do I really want to do this? Never mind. It's not that important. I don't really need it that much. I don't really see that I can accomplish it. And before you know it, their goals are out the window. Does everybody have an experience in which that has happened to them? Can you recall? Yes? No, everybody's accomplished their goals all the time? Okay, thanks, Eric. And so my whole process and what we do at Graduate is really to help you move through the changes on a very step-by-step process. And so it's really about focusing on one thing. Now, I also know that there are many areas in our life that can be worked on. And so kind of like Norm alluded to, the 80-20, you must evaluate on a regular basis where you're at with all of your objectives. So I usually suggest 4 key areas. Number 1, relationships. Number 2, your finances, not necessarily in this order. Number 3, your physical well-being, your health. And number 4, your emotional well-being. So when I started with Graduate, I was really in a place of serving others in the way of doing sales all the time, and sales in many different areas. I love sales. I love dealing with people. I love talking to people. So how can you use your skill set to help you accelerate your success? So I started reflecting on these 4 key areas and realized that I love helping people with their relationships, particularly commitment. and and today that is not a common practice. So making a commitment. And so I decided to become a wedding officiant in 2015. And that was shortly after I had had that accident. Shortly after, probably about 5 years after. Anyways, so I became a wedding officiant, and today I have the opportunity of bringing couples together, but also helping to plant seeds on having success in a committed long-term relationship. So that's a big part of what I do as a wedding officiant. The second thing is finances, finding ways to evolve and grow your business. And at Graduate Thrivers, I have an amazing partner, Liz Raymond, who has been in the accounting world for over 30 years. And so between the two of us, we have over 60 years of business experience that we can help people to really fine tune their successes in their business. Number 3, health and physical well-being. That's something I was avoiding big time. And I realized that, you know, if I want to be here for any extended period of time, with the energy I need, particularly for my grandchildren. So that's my big why. I needed to do something to improve my physical well-being, and that's where I discovered my passion for dancing and became a fitness instructor at 50 years old. Today, I teach 5 classes a week, and I teach a variety of different classes. I've over the past couple of years expanded my knowledge in the fitness industry, and so I teach a fitness practice called the Nia Technique, and it's really about being a sensation scientist and recognizing the sensations in our body that are actually messaging us and communicating with us to let us know where we need to pay attention. People tend to avoid that or ignore it, and they take medication that cuts off the pain receptor. And so then they don't actually take time to heal that part of their body because they've got a block in place. So that's another thing that I love to do, is teaching body literacy and helping people to really understand how all the parts of their body are working in collaboration with their brain, particularly. And then finally, emotional well-being. And so I knew that I wanted to make a difference and give back in some way, and fill my emotional tank. And so I started a couple of things. One thing was the Big Give, where I do random acts of kindness on the 13th of December. And the universe gave back to me in 2020 my granddaughter born on December 13th. So that's why I was telling you, Tony, I'm recognizing how powerful my manifesting can be, because, you know, giving back really helps to make a difference, not just for your emotional tank, but for others as well. And then I wanted to cultivate that and keep it going throughout the year because, you know, like everybody says, Jacqueline mentioned that, you know, Christmas time, you reach out to family members that maybe you haven't talked to in a long time. It doesn't have to be at Christmas. It can be all year long. And I made a commitment on a Friday once a month to bring my friends together that I hadn't talked to in a while, but also to make new friends and teach other people how to make new friends as well. So I've covered all four of those bases. And in a small way, every year I do a little thing to help improve myself, to be a better version of myself, to add value to my experiences with others, and to be able to increase my vitality so that I can live to be 100. That is my goal. And so I know that the big thing is focusing on one thing at a time. So it works when you visualize. I have a vision board workshop coming up this Sunday. I invite you to come and upgrade your vision board because lots of people put a vision board together, but then may not go back and upgrade it when they need to. So I did that to manifest a third child. I did that to manifest money to buy my husband a motorcycle. I did that to manifest a new business and improve my health by becoming a fitness instructor. And I did that with my Friends Friday momentum or movement. So, you know, it works. And that's what Graduate is all about. So my Graduate Thrivers is the base of all of my knowledge and wisdom that I share with others to help them increase their success in accomplishing their goals. So I'd like Tony to share a little bit about my NIA experience through this wonderful video that I found online, because it's really something that everybody can do to give you the opportunity to be the best version of yourself and tap into your body and your mind and your spirit all at the same time. So go for it, Tony. Thanks. Play the video, please.
NIA is more than just a workout. It is a holistic fitness practice addressing each aspect of your life, body, mind, and soul. Combining dance, martial arts, and mindfulness, NIA conditions and strengthens your body while transforming your mind. At NIA, we believe every person can discover, explore, unleash, and enhance their individual potential to live a healthy and meaningful life by engaging their senses and listening to their bodies. NIA is based on the intelligent design of the body. Each workout combines mindfulness and dynamic movement, leaving you energized, mentally clear, and emotionally balanced. NIA workouts combine 52 simple moves with dance arts, martial arts, and healing arts to energize and enliven well-being in 60 minutes, body, mind, emotion, and spirit. NIA is non-impact, practiced barefoot, and adaptable to individual needs and abilities. NIA classes are taught by licensed NIA teachers and trainers in dozens of countries and languages all across the world. Welcome to NIA.
So in the end, a graduate is where success takes place.
Thank you very much, Penny Lee. That was awesome. Are there any questions? Anybody have any comments or questions? Yeah, go ahead, Sam.
Hi, Penny Lee. Thank you for your presentation. Just a quick question. That NIA, where did it start? Is this something from Asia or is something North America or what?
It's actually North American. A woman named Debbie Rosas from Portland, Oregon, was a very high level aerobics instructor and injured her ankle. And of course, she couldn't teach when she was injured. So she went to a dojo to find out how to move better and heal her ankle through a movement practice of the martial arts. And that's where the fusion fitness began. So there's a combination of martial arts, healing arts, and dance arts in the practice. And so it's now in 43 countries, taught by thousands of instructors all over the world.
Thank you.
Question that, Penny Lee. How often during the week do you have to knee up? How often do I knee up?
Okay, so realistically, I have students that come to class once a week. Once a week is kind of like a great reset opportunity and a reminder for your body, because the intention that we put in place, I remind people to practice that throughout the week. So weekly is a great start. For my body, I notice that I absolutely need to do it on a daily basis. And there is a 5-minute practice called the 5 stages of healing, which I highly recommend to anybody that has any pain or discomfort or what have you. Thank you.
One of the things that you mentioned, Penny Lee, was your vision board. Did you want to go a little bit into that? We got a couple of minutes because some people are kind of confused. Why have a vision board? What's the purpose, sort of thing?
Yep. So the whole idea to having a vision board is to get clarity on what you want. So a lot of times what happens is we have ideas in our head of what we would like. However, it is really our spirit that is trying to talk to us and say, I want you to go in this direction, but you might be ignoring it. And that's what I was doing for a long time with my physical well-being. And so when I started to do the reflection, which this time, now I know the new moon is all about reflection. This is a great time to stop and think about what you want. And so that's what I do is I ask you questions to help pull out some things that you may be tucking really deep down and not realizing that that's something that you should maybe take a look at and nurture. So that's where the idea of dancing came from. When I asked myself that question, what makes you happy dancing? I'm like, what the hell is that about? Because that was 6 years before I became a NIA instructor. And so having the opportunity to really think about what you want your life to look like and how you want your life to be a little bit different, it's really important because that way you then get on a path to start doing small changes that will lead you to the overall objective, which may not be clear in your mind right out of the gate.
I can add in one way. I had a client that did a vision board and got very busy shortly after. So she had to put the board because of the wear of the size. It was this huge Bristol board and it was always in her way. So she ended up putting it in the closet temporarily, but that temporarily lasted a whole year. When she found it the following year, she looked at the board and everything on it she got.
Yep.
Everything.
Yeah,
And when she started to, okay, my goal is to go on a trip and I want to go, all the whole, and it was filled and everything on it she had attained. So it is an energetic perspective when you put the energy out there that this is what I want, and you take the trouble of cutting it out of a magazine or you download it off of the internet and you print it up, paste it on the board. That is energy, and you make the intention that this is what I want. And it's not like you have to watch it every day because a lot of coaches say that you got to put it on your mirror, you got to put it in your car, on your phone, and it's not like that. It's an energetic goal, and it was in a closet all year, and she ended up getting everything.
Yep, but it's really about clarity. That's what it is. It's so you might say, okay, in the next year, I would like to meet somebody to be a life partner. That's fine. But if you don't say, I want the person to be 6 foot tall, I want them to have dark hair, I want them to be kind and respectful, you're going to end up with all kinds of different people that walk into your life that are not a fit. So that's why at the vision board, I really help dial it down to the very details. What is it that you really want? And the why behind it, because the why is the motivating factor to keep you on track. So That's why it's so important to do a vision board. And as I say, I'm doing the upgrade to a vision. So if you have one, great, but come so that I can help you upgrade it and accelerate your success.
Thank you, Penny Lee. That was very clear. Guys, we are done. If you have any other questions you want to talk or set up a BAM with Penny Lee, it would be a good time. I'm sure if you have some goals that you want to get set, this is the time to do it. And this is the actual time to do it, being in the new moon. You want to do this within the next week or so you get get the ducks in a row and then get the ducks to fly in a couple of weeks, sort of thing. So thank you very much, everybody, for coming in. If Bernie, if you could post the quote of the day just to get us set here.
Just a second, because I didn't get to say what my activity was. So I do need
Oh,
to
right.
tell
Yes,
you
yes,
that,
Penny Lee. Yeah, go ahead.
that I have had ongoing business with Susan Ebbs. I actually bought quite a few Christmas gifts from her company. So that was fantastic for Christmas. But another great Christmas gift was working with Dave. Because I did buy some of his steaks to give to my sister-in-law, who has everything, and she really enjoyed the steaks last year. So I did that again this year, and I gave them to my mom and dad as well, which they greatly appreciated too. So those are my two business activities that I did over the holidays.
Thank you for that, Penny Lee. Awesome. Okay, and Bernie.
Well, before we do the quote, just a quick reminder: golf is coming up. Yes, I know we're in January. Who could be talking about golf? But heads up, on January 16th, Tony and Mike and I are going to be meeting about setting it up. It'll be August 1st, which should be a Thursday. So it's the middle of the summer. It's a nine hole course game that we're going to be playing, and we'll have a meal afterwards as a group. So those are kind of the tidbits of information that are coming up. What I'm asking for from the group, the call to action is either if you know someone that wants to be a sponsor, you know someone that wants to golf, you know someone that wants to provide a prize. It's all in response to the Make-A-Wish Foundation and from Mike, who's sourcing this through. And so just kind of put that into the noodle, and soon it'll be hounded with, you want to golf? Do you want to golf? Do you want to golf? Do you want to golf now? So I'll try not to be as too persistent, but just giving you a heads up, it's far better to do and get people's budget attention now for something in middle August, right? So, and it'll still have some great opportunities. So you can get a foursome into that space for really a lot less and get your business promoted. So anyhow, those are kind of the tidbits. The quote for the day, and this is kind of funny considering we're talking about something in advance. Tomorrow is often the busiest day of the week. It's a Spanish proverb. Go.
Tomorrow is the busiest day of the week. I like that. Yeah, thanks a lot. And the golf itself, I think, is on August the 1st, and it's we have 72 golfers is our goal. That's pretty assertive. That'll be awesome. We can get that, and it's 9 holes, so it's a quick course, and so that should be great.
You don't have to really sweat it out to the 18th hole, unless of course you're a fanatic of golfing. I go for the, hey, there's a cart, there's a pint, and there's a ball, and we'll play chase the ball a little bit. But it's not meant to. It's not a stress test on your golfing skills, right? So don't take it that way. It's meant to be fun, enjoyed, and
exactly
community.
And just before I forget, our after hours group, this is a monthly group that we get together. It's a mastermind, and it's usually the first Tuesday, usually, of every month. And it's all about setting goals and becoming accountable. Like if you have a goal for the year, you meet every month, and you sort of accountable. We put you on the hook. What is your goal for January and February and so on? If you are a member of one of the weekly groups, the after hours is now no charge. We used to charge extra for it, but we want people to sort of be more enticed to come in and talk about their goals and become accountable for them. So, but the only thing is the limit is 12. We can only take on 12. So if you are interested, try it next month. We just had ours just a few days ago, but hope to see you. You can make a note for February on the first Tuesday. So looking forward to seeing you then. So we're a little bit early, so this gets our day going. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming. It's been an honor to have you, and looking forward to seeing you grow in 2024.